Join discord.gg/flatearth and enter a check-in room. Someone will come along and verify you to get involved in the conversation about our Earth.
We do have a newcomer to the panel, FreeWillie, joining us.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I just wanted to show you first this, which I thought was kind of like, I don't know how that works on Flat Earth. That doesn't seem compatible.
Not compatible. 9-month time lapse at the South Pole.
I mean, you're seeing in this video the sun, like, always, like, throughout the day and going in a rotating path. Obviously, the sun goes in a rotating path on Flat Earth as well, but how would it rotate around a point on the South Pole so you would see that?
Yeah, we don't make claims as to, how the sun works or does what it does, because we don't really need to for the question of flat versus curved, right?
Okay.
Because that just pertains to the surface, which we can just check directly, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I've seen a number of experiments of like Flat Earth, and all of them are, I read papers and there's a kind of disparity in the kind of evidence that I'm seeing there. So I think it's useful to kind of point out these things and say, how does this work? Because
you've seen a disparity,
object, right?
Okay, so what do you mean exactly? Like, you've seen people measure the surface of the Earth and you've found that their methods were flawed, or?
Well, I just mean that, like, the method that, quite often the methods are like, often, I'll find that they just didn't really,
Well, like what? Can you name an example?
This was a while ago. I have been on this server for a while, so I've been coming back and forth, but, no, I can't give an example, no. I can't.
Alright, fair. I don't really see any issues with the flatness of water myself. That's what I see when I go to the beach.
Well, yeah, but you'd see that on a globe Earth as well, so that's not...
I wouldn't really be seeing flat water, though, in reality, would I? Because that water would be curved. It might appear like it's flat.
It's 8 inches per mile squared. That's what you say, and that's,
Right, so I wouldn't see like a visible curve per se, but there would be geometric properties to that body of water, like where the horizon is, for example, that would be affected by the curve, right?
Yeah, and that, I mean, the reason we see a horizon to begin with is partly mostly because of the curve. Obviously, there's some vanishing in the distance, but like, you would be able to see a number of things if the Earth was actually flat. You'd be able to see very high objects that you should be able to see, but we don't.
So you're saying that there's a geometric horizon that blocks our sight?
I am saying that, yes.
Okay, so then we can calculate the distance of the geometric horizon, right?
Yeah.
Based on the rate of curve, based on the radius claim, right?
Sure.
Okay, so that would be 1.2 miles times the square root of the observer height in feet, based on the radius that we're given for the globe.
The equation off my heart, but maybe that's correct.
Yeah, I could grab you a citation for that if you want.
Yeah,
but that would just be in any Earth curve calculator as well.
Okay.
That's really interesting, FreeWillie. You've been here since 2018, and you need a citation for what he just told you? Like, it's the first time you've heard it? And you made claims in here about certain
I could work it out for myself. I'm just saying that I don't know that equation.
But you made claims to evidence that you've seen, but you can't put it in the live stream and share it with us so that we can see what you were talking about.
Well, like you said, I've been here since for like 5 years, and this is stuff I've seen.
Paul's kind of hit on something important there, though, because if you don't know what the geometric horizon formula is, then you don't know what you should be looking for exactly if the Earth does have a geometric horizon that things vanish over, right?
That conversation would have happened in 2018, the first day you came in.
Yeah.
I
And
don't think that's true. I know the maths behind it. Like, I have a mathematical understanding of how I would calculate that.
Well, that's fine. So we got 1.2 miles times the square root of the observer height in feet. So let's just make that as simple as possible and say 1 foot observer height. That gives us a 1.2 mile horizon, right?
Sure.
Okay, so what happens when that doesn't happen? For example, I'll post it in the live stream voice text.
Flat, but there's a lot of, you've got refractive effects to begin with over water. That's something that you discard a lot.
So the Earth must be flat then, given what I just posted in the live stream voice text, right? That is a 1 foot observer height for that camera that took that picture. And that horizon is not at 1.2 miles. I mean,
you can see, literally, just look at this image,
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Those cranes should be straight.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the image, though, and never mind the cranes, because they're a red herring here, because what we're focused on is the horizon, and looking at the image, I see... Hold on, just hold on, let me get to this part. I see the horizon at 10 miles at least, not 1.2, like we both agreed it should be on the globe.
Yeah. And, I mean, I can't confirm that this is actually taken at 1 foot, so it's very little evidence to me.
Yeah.
Do you think that would matter?
The height? Yeah, it matters a lot.
I don't think it would matter too much. Do you know how high you would have to be on the globe to have a 10-mile horizon?
Well, based on what you said, something
1.2? 1.2 times square root of observer height in feet, you have to be somewhere around 60 to 70 feet. So it is 1 foot, but it doesn't even matter because he's definitely not 70 foot above that water.
Yeah, but like I said, you're literally looking at an image that has pretty extreme refraction.
So refraction.
There's video along with that image, correct?
Yeah, I posted it.
So FreeWillie, this is what I'm seeing. You're just a dishonest person. You've been here since 2018.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about bendy cranes.
Well, yeah, the cranes are non sequitur to the point, right? Because you see a crane that looks weird and distorted, but that doesn't tell you that... Yeah, that doesn't tell you that the 10-mile horizon you saw is actually like a refracted 1.2-mile horizon, right?
And he's saying that he can't take a picture as evidence. Well, it's not just a picture. It's an image taken from video.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at it now.
So, whatever the sun appears to be doing, wherever you place a camera and record a time lapse of it, it doesn't look like we have any body on the surface of Earth curving, so any conclusions about what the sun's doing in the sky that lead to the Earth being a globe must be false.
Okay. Well, I'm just investigating this that you posted first.
Yeah, that's fair. I can post the quantum eraser Black Swan argument video because, like, the one I just posted there, that's just the video where he just takes the shot at the beach, but the QE one, he breaks down the argument and, spells it all out, so I'll just add that in there, too.
Is the Black Swan, is that new? I mean, how long has that been around? Because he's watching the video now as if he's never seen it before, but he's been here since 2018.
Yeah, I don't think he's been that active, really, but... Yeah.
But he made the point to say, hey, I'm not new to this. I've been here since 2018.
I'm just saying, I'm looking at this video now. I've seen the image before, obviously, but I don't know. I've seen some simulations that, like, I saw a website once which...
Yeah, can you...
Did some calculations based on the likely refraction.
Can you show us any of that? Can you post a link to any of that?
I'll try and find it. It's kind of obscure, so...
I won't hold my breath while I wait.
You know, when you say refraction, you're invoking the globe radius, right, FreeWillie?
I didn't know how I'm doing that, but please explain that to me.
Well, if it's the Glober, like the standard Glober refraction argument, then that's what they're doing, right? They're saying, oh, yeah, no, it is a globe and we have the radius, but due to the distortion of light through the air, right, it appears different than what it actually is. It appears bigger, basically, is the claim. So in order to say that the globe is appearing bigger, you have to know there's a globe there in the first place. So standard refraction claim is based on the globe radius. So, do you have any evidence for that?
You kind of lost me, to be honest.
Well, okay, I'll make it simpler. You're saying that we're looking at a refracted globe, so where's the evidence for the globe in the first place to know that?
Well, I don't think it requires a globe. I mean, you're in a debate, you're presupposing the position in order to make your point.
That's fair. Right? I got you wrong. Okay, so if I got you wrong, then you're not presupposing a globe here with refraction?
Well, I'm saying, I'm saying if there is refraction, then it could be both a flat Earth and a globe. It doesn't require a globe, but I'm saying that proof doesn't require a flat Earth.
So you're saying you can't tell because it could be a flat plane, or it could be like a 3959 mile radius globe refracted to look flat, basically.
Yeah. Let me just post this.
Well, okay, for the latter, though, how would you know? Because you're looking at something and you're saying, well, it looks like this, but hey, it could be this other thing. Well, it could be any other thing with that logic, right? So how do you know that it is that other thing? And do you?
Well, you're providing me with proof of flat Earth. I'm just saying that this proof could exist both on flat Earth and globe Earth, so it's not a proof.
Because, okay, yeah, but this isn't a proof for a globe, right? We're just observing flatness, right? And then we're told, oh, okay, but, maybe it's not actually that. Maybe there's some trick of light going on here where, it's not what it appears to be. It's like going outside and seeing a cat and then having somebody argue at you, oh, you don't know that that's a cat, could be refracted, could be a refracted goblin. You'd just be like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, you would be like, what are you talking about? But, refractor refracts are something that we know about. Yeah, but dude, a refractor refract can't turn a cat into a goblin, or a goblin into a cat. But...
Yeah, okay, but for somebody who says that we're looking at like a refracted globe horizon, is the globe, the radius, something that we know about? Because, like, for somebody to say that cat's actually a refracted goblin, right, they must have somehow determined in the first place that it actually is a goblin, regardless of it appearing as a cat. A stupid analogy, but anyway, well, I mean, it's a stupid analogy because it's a stupid argument,
I mean, if we were saying, if we were arguing, is that a cat or a goblin? Like you said, this is a stupid, but I think it's useful. And I'm the person who's saying it's a goblin.
Right.
I'm just saying that, let's say there were some phenomena that allowed goblins to look like cats, and I knew that existed. That would mean that could be a goblin or a cat.
So do you know that there's a phenomenon that allows your sphere to look like what we see in that picture I posted?
Yes, I do know that's a phenomenon.
So you must know that there is a sphere in existence in the first place that has been shown to be able to look like that.
I must know that there is refractive effects. That's all I must know.
Well, refractive effects, sure, but what about the thing that you say refractive effects are being applied to?
I don't have to prove that exists first in order to say both these things can be true. Like flat Earth and globe Earth can exist, according to this proof, right?
I don't see the globe in there as the problem, though.
I mean... I disagree. I think the fact that there's a geometric horizon that's all in that image shows.
Well, that's just it. We're not seeing the geometric horizon. We're just seeing a horizon.
Yeah, and you would see that in flat Earth too, but you'd see I mean, you'd see all the way out. You wouldn't see any flattening off, or like you see in this image.
You wouldn't see flattening. Did you say you wouldn't see flattening out?
Well, you see in that image as the distance increases that the angles become,
Yeah, but why are you
seeing less and less of the water? You shouldn't see that if it were a flat Earth.
Why are we even seeing that distance, though? We shouldn't. Our vision should be obstructed at that 1.2 mile geometric distance, right? If there's a curve to it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, I mean, I literally said this like 3 times. I'm just saying that there's refractive effects.
Yeah, but refractive effects of a 1.2 mile geometric horizon?
Yes.
Well, how do you know that?
I mean, I know that refractive effects exists.
That's not enough to say that that thing that we don't see there is in the image getting refracted, though.
Okay, but this is like an isolated proof, right? You're giving me a proof, and I'm saying there's a phenomena that explains this, so it could exist on globe Earth.
It's not actually. It's not a proof. It's not a proof. It's a falsification of the globe.
Okay.
And you could use the same argument to, claim that the Earth is a pineapple or a pretzel or anything else that you want to. Oh, we're just not seeing it because refraction fairies.
Okay. Well,
that's the problem. You could say it's literally anything other than what it appeared to be, and it's all just because of the distortion of light through the atmo that it appeared that way.
Right, and can I just add something? Can I just add something?
You couldn't say that.
I just wanted to point out that so it's a falsification of his original claim, which you got him to admit. That being a physical geometric horizon at 1.225 miles times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Now, as soon as he says refraction, he's throwing that out. Yeah. He's disowned that now. So he needs to choose. Which one is it? A refracted horizon or a physical geometric horizon?
Well, I mean, there's actual reality, and then there's like the light that comes into our eyes, right? So I'm just saying that there is a 1.2 geometric horizon that may change based on refraction.
Yeah, but how do you know that? Because that's not what we saw, so how do you know that?
I mean, I know it based on other proofs. You've got...
Which ones?
The ones I'm holding my breath.
Shadow experiment. If you actually did a laser experiment, you'd find that there was curvature. I've seen a few light experiments.
Well, we can give you FE core.
Yeah.
Can you point to where they found curvature? We can give you John D. Can you point to where he found curvature?
People who are trying to find a flat Earth. You have to admit that these people are conducting these experiments.
Why would you say that? Why would you divine their motives? Well, how do you know that? I know for a fact that that's not true, but why would you say that?
Exactly. John D. he's a PhD in spectroscopy. He was going into this very, very unbiased.
I find that surprising.
Yeah, he didn't set out to go proving flatness. He didn't decide, the world's flat, I'm going to go out and rig some way to show this to everybody. He figured that he would measure a curve, like anybody who starts into this research, and then found, oh shit, I'm not measuring none of that anywhere I go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's John D?
Well, he's a PhD in spectrophotometry.
Okay.
Hang on. So you just said that person was looking for evidence to support his claim, but you didn't even know who John D was. So you just making claims just out of your where.
Good point.
I'm making the point that in general, you're going to be working towards making,
No, that's where you're wrong, though. Everybody that's here, well, I won't say everybody, the majority of us came here and got to this point because we heard Flat Earth and we said, what was a horse shit? And so we wanted to prove Flat Earth wrong.
Okay, but did you conduct those experiments before you came in and talked to people and were shown these other experiments that are done with the assumption of flat Earth. Have people gone into it and said, I'll conduct this experiment, find out for myself? I think there's...
I'll tell you the answer to that when you show me any of the things that you came in here and said you've seen or saw. When you post any of that shit for any of us to see, then I'll answer that question.
Yeah, because you're still giving us a claim of refracted goblins, right? You're telling us you don't see a goblin, but trust me, it's there. It's just the effects of light through the air that's making it not appear.
And I said that FreeWillie too, because no matter what I tell you, it's still not going to matter to you.
So, any evidence for the goblins, i.e. the globe?
I mean, I know that there's no, spinning sun above us.
Okay. I don't even want to ask you how you know that, because it's just too non sequitur to the question.
I just said that, this is the evidence I posted.
Yeah, but looking up at the sky and then interpreting from that, I must be on a ball, is invalid, right? Because what we need to do is just go to the Earth itself and just see directly whether it's a ball.
Well, I have to disagree, right?
So you're going to avoid the surface of the Earth in order to know what it is.
I'm not going to avoid it, but it's clearly
but that's what you're doing.
A non-starter.
But that's what you're doing. The surface is a non-starter in terms of proving the globe.
I'm just saying it's surely significant, but difficult to measure because there's a lot of refractive effects.
Oh, geez. Then how did they measure it?
I mean, I think right? The shadows on the sticks.
Well,
that was the first one.
Okay, so I have two different length shadows on a surface. That tells me that it's not flat. How?
I mean, if you're supposing parallel lines, then you
there you go.
Able to calculate the radiation based. But if you have three sticks, then all of a sudden the experiment is completely infallible.
So ultimately, what the first bit of what you said boils down to, well, if you just presuppose that it's a globe, then I get to calculate the radius of the globe.
But you don't have to presuppose if you use three sticks.
Can you point to me where in the Eratosthenes document he does that?
Yeah, or at any time in history.
I mean,
give us a demonstration.
This is based on the fact that you already believed the Earth was round.
Exactly my point.
Yeah,
so you
I
see
know
how that's not a
that's
proof.
The point, but
right?
I'm saying you can do that experiment with three sticks. You don't have to assume anything.
Well, why didn't he do that then?
Who has
because
done that?
It's far more difficult.
Can we see
if you can just measure between two places, then you all of a sudden and you believe or as he did.
So show us who did it. Show us when that was done with three.
I mean.
Okay. Well, the silence speaks volumes.
I'm looking things up.
But it sounded like you kind of wanted to circle back to the two sticks version and talk about the distances between them.
Well, I'm just explaining why he did it. I'm saying that it's a much easier experiment with two sticks.
Well, it's just that it doesn't prove anything either way. That, like you said, you have to presuppose your outcome, right? You have to imagine this globe exists in the first place and make a bunch of other suppositions about the sun, etc., in order for those calculations to follow, right?
Not if you use three sticks, like I said.
Okay, well, point to us where Eratosthenes or anybody else did that. And then we'll look at it.
You've been here this long, and you never listen to anything. I mean, somebody comes in here like you every day and says the exact same thing you're saying, and it all ends the same way.
I can point to where somebody has used three sticks. His name is Mimas. He's in this server. I'll just get the pic. 1 sec.
But I want it from him.
I mean, I've spent like a collective, I don't know, 5 hours maybe on this server, so I'm not like an expert.
Fair.
I've just joined a while ago.
Yeah, you seem chill. I appreciate you being cordial and whatnot. I get that you haven't really spent a lot of time collectively in here.
Tags! What is your profession? I brought more soldiers than you did.